It's your boy Malakimo. Today, I want to start off by saying, do not be embarrassed, for you are the big dog. Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite animes. It's called Hajime no Ippo. Pepsi Cola, what's up with you? How you doing? I like that. As soon as you got in here, I saw the light go up. I like that. I want to talk about my favorite, or one of my favorite animes, Hajime no Ippo. Right now, this guy started off as a dweeb. Let's start off there, okay? The main character of the show started off as a dweeb. In one of the first few scenes, you see him like walking to school, and then there's some bullies, and the bullies beat him up for being weak. And after that happened, there was this guy that was a boxer. He was an older guy, and he saw what was going on, so he beat up the bullies, but he didn't beat up the bullies with like his hands. He beat them up with footwork. So like he reverted the bullies' attentions to him, and then he let them charge at him, and then he just kept like dipping and dodging, and this would be significant for the later on like the plot. And Happy New Year's, Pepsi Cola. I hope all is well with you. I hope you had a good New Year's celebration and all that. I have Wood. What's up with you? What's good with you? I have Wood. How you doing? So to continue, right? Um, Ippo is the name of the main character, Ippo. He he kind of like chases this boxing guy around. He's like, "Yo, I want to know what you're doing. Like, I want to learn. I'm trying to tap in. I want to be like you. Your aura's too magnificent." But he was like, "Ah, nah, this nigga, his aura's different. I gotta be like this guy." So Ippo started chasing folks around, and then he eventually ended up at the gym. And listen, this is gonna kind of be a spoiler. I just realized that too. Like I'm just spoiling the plot, but I mean, if you want to watch it, I'm giving you a good little breakdown. That's what I'll call it. It's a breakdown. There'll be a message later. And remember, like, don't be embarrassed. You're the big dog. To continue though, this guy Ippo, he's a square basically, small guy, small guy. Everybody in the gym is bigger than him, but he the biggest for real. If you know, you know. Everybody in the gym bigger than him, but he the biggest for real. If you know, you know. So if you know, you know. If you don't, then keep learning. But oftentimes it's not always how it seems. You know what I mean? You don't gotta be the most boastful to be the biggest. But I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Anyway, Ippo decides to start training, and there's this guy at the gym that is Ippo's weight class or one above, and he's like basically one of the best fighters in Japan. I think it's based in Japan, the anime. So Ippo gets to sparring with this young bull, and Ippo fucked around and dropped one of the best guys. I think he dropped him in their first sparring session. And mind you, this is a little like later on after Ippo got some training. This guy was watching, Ippo was basically watching the best guy, and like he was watching him so much that he ended up like becoming equal. So that best guy ended up leaving the gym, and then Ippo became like the main priority at that weight class, and then blah blah blah. You get the arc. But the reason why I'm telling y'all this story, right? There's a theme with this anime that I really appreciated. Um, the theme that I appreciate is this guy Ippo was the most humble thing on earth. Like Young Bull was really him the whole time, but he kept like downplaying himself. You know, everybody thought less of this guy because of how much he just didn't like toot his own horn. And why do I appreciate that storyline? When you think about it, it's the best approach in life to allow your environment or other people to to speak on what it is that you may be doing or what you're not doing, you know? You don't ever need to speak on it. You focus on just becoming what it is that you are, which is a blessed being, you know, and if you put that time in, then you're one of them. Um, I appreciate Ipo's story because he put that time in. His why was obviously he was getting dunched on by the bullies. And you know what's crazy is, right, as Ipo began to up his rank, as he began to like get top 20, top 15, top 5, you know, fight for the title and shit like that. And he started like doing international fights and all that. As Young Bull started doing that, he like the same bullies ended up being his biggest supporters, you know, and those same guys that were picking on him earlier on in the film, as they saw how much he cared and how much he worked towards his goals and like how much he worked towards becoming the best boxer, you know, in his area, they began to like they would pay to go to the shows. They would do everything, you know, support him. Damn near he had security, you hear me? And they didn't push him through like his biggest fights too. Like they were in the stands for his biggest fights. Sometimes their voices would be the only ones that he could hear when he was getting his ass beat up. You hear me? So why is that important? Ipo carried it well when those people double backed on him. He he was shook. He was a little shocked. He was like, "Wait, what? Like y'all don't like me?" But he always went with it, and because he went with it, he got to see people change. You know, and they changed because of his sheer willpower. His willpower. That's why they changed. That's why there was a switch up in their approach. And let's put this in an angle for you to take in your own personal life. Early on, when you present an idea to people around you, you can't always expect for it to be accepted by the masses. Sometimes people are just not going to like you. Sometimes people are just not going to appreciate what it is that you do. That's not a bad thing, it's just what it is. And that being said, what you can do is control the amount of work you put you know, in between when you first presented it and when they see it on their own terms. If you put your head down and you work and you work and you work, no matter what it is, eventually what you're doing in the darkness will come to the light. And when that comes to the light, there's only like the fact or fiction that will show. If you say, "Oh, I'm the best at this and this and this," well, every time they look through whatever it is that you say you do, or listen to whatever it is that you say you do, whatever it is, whenever they're judging or critiquing whatever it is that you say you do, the fact will be that you were putting in the work, or the fact will be that you were just talking. And potential energy is cool, but it's also good to add that kinetic energy afterwards. That potential energy, everybody want that. You want that GPE. You want the gravitational potential energy to be up there, because the more of that you got, the bigger the slingshot effect, right? Think about Tony Hawk. When Tony Hawk is at the top of the ramp before he goes down, his GPE is at the highest. Especially when like he puts his board over the edge and then he's like about to go down. You know, like when he leans down into the ramp. First of all, I don't know how them niggas be doing that. That's high. I can't do heights. I hate heights. I don't care. I don't care. I can't do heights. There's sick people that can do that type of shit. Anyway, when Tony is like damn near about to like fall down, his GP is the highest. Once he now hits the top of the U on the left side, because let's focus on the imagery. He starts on the left side of the U and then he goes down the ramp, right? When he's like 50% to the bottom of the U, his kinetic energy is very high. By the time he gets to the midpoint of the U, his kinetic is the highest. And then he's going back up the ramp. That's when he's building GPE because he's going to have to go to the top, stop, and then now go down again. Does that make sense? So, um, I got into a little science, John. I don't know why I went that deep into it, but anyway, I'm saying the potential energy is very cool to have, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that that kinetic energy is with it, you know? Don't just be a bunch of potential. Put that motion in as well. So I know I say that all the time, you know, I don't want to sound like a record player, so I'll kind of move on. Um, don't be embarrassed no matter where it is that you may be. You know, if you're up, you're down. Have your head up high no matter what, because when it comes down to it, people, one, they can't see your demons based on them just looking at you. If you talk and you allow people to like enter your world and they hear it, then that's something else. But oftentimes, I know me being an anxious person that I am right now. When I, step outside, sometimes I might be in my head like, damn, like I'm going through this, I'm going through this. Like, I wonder if they can see me. You know where you like, where your thoughts are like are going so hard, and then like the world starts spinning and shit, nigga. You outside though, you like right there. Yeah, there's niggas around and shit like that. They get the look at him, he's weird. Then the weird start echoing in your head. You like weird, 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 weird. Your heart get to beating this shit. You get cold sweats. Whole time it's just words going at you. Nobody up to fire at you or nothing, bro. It's just words. And that's the scary thing about anxiety. It can feel so real, and it is real, but it's not. It's not what it is, It's not what it seems. Oftentimes, if you really just slow down your breathing and reassure yourself in the moment that you are okay, you realize that you are okay. But it's really easy to slip when you're having those panic attacks, or whatever those things are called. It's very easy to slip into it and go into that like shit damn near faint if you don't control it the right way. Yeah, I like to call that vertigo. You understand? So talking about this, it's really about EPO. But let me look at these comments real quick. Let me see what these comments talking about. Bro has a deep voice. His voice is deep because he ain't no kid, little bro. Yeah, tell him, Pepsi. Oh man, I hear you. Oh shit, they talking. Yeah, yeah. Why are you talking about mechanics? How am I talking about mechanics? I ain't saying nothing about no mechanics. Conserve kinetic energy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, but you don't want to. No. Anyway, you didn't get it. Bar that goes down. All right, look. The kinetic energy is what you want to incorporate with your potential. The potential is a metaphor in the double entendre. Okay. Um, well, I didn't really use it as a metaphor because I didn't say like or as. Oh no, that's simile. So it is a metaphor. Simile is when you use like or as. Okay. I'm throwing myself off. Sorry, guys. Because you want to be grammatically correct. You don't want to just be chatting and then it's like going over the head. So I did use it as a metaphor. A metaphor is when you compare two things, but you don't use like or as. You don't have to. Versus a simile is when you do use like or as. So anyway, try to move like Ipo. Young Bull had a passion. He got into it and became one of the best in his area fairly quickly. and he got to watch in real time the energy switch up and change. Like folks that was not really seeing it, he got to see it switch, and like he got to see people see it, in real time. And you don't need to be mad at the people when they double back or like when they whatever, bro. Human beings are human beings. We all look out for our best interest. So if you don't look like the best interest, you better not be mad at nobody else but yourself, you know? But also don't get it fucked up. When people do double back, be smart, play it how it was played. The ball's in your court. That's basically check up, you hear me? So yes, y'all. We're into the new year. This is the second live of the new year. I want to get back onto my consistency so that we can, try to get to, you know, our goals for the new year. So, uh, scratch all that new year, new me stuff. To be honest with you, we're in a place where we just want to carry on the same consistency that we started with earlier last year. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. So just be consistent and remain the same. Uh, and you only want to remain the same when you commit to being better than yesterday. So have that in your head too. You want people to be like, you changed or whatever. But if you're changing, let it be because you're adapting. You're becoming better. Anything that you saw as a flaw, you let that fall, and you move forward. So that's really all I have to say, guys. Quick little message today. This is your boy, man, Akimu. So yeah.